All right, guys, 30 days. Wow. Was that fast or what? I mean, 30 days comes fast when you're using something that you like. And it can really, you can lose track of time. Now, I'm not trying to calculate just how many times I've had each device, but sometimes I have to say to myself, wow, it's been a month already. Yeah, we're talking about a month later with the Oppo Find N, a device that a lot of people will never experience or just have not experienced it yet. That's the crazy part. So this device has made its mark when it comes to, and by the way, this has been recorded with the OnePlus Open, the phone that everybody thought was going to be this right here. We thought the OnePlus Open would be this phone right here, but it is not. There is no OnePlus Open 2. And in fact, OnePlus has gone on record and said, hey, we're just not doing it. So, move on, folks. That's what they pretty much told us. But, nonetheless, I'm excited still about this phone right here. This is a great phone that, like I said, a lot of people won't even get the opportunity to experience because they live in the United States. So I've talked about this phone's hardware, the cameras. I've put it against other phones, showing you what I think is good and what's not. This isn't a flawless device by any means, but it's doggone close in a lot of ways when you consider what's offered in the United States market. And, you know, this phone isn't offered in the US market, but you can import it. We've already done a giveaway for this phone right here, and the winner is super excited, I'm sure. Shout out to techadaygiveaway.com for sponsoring all the videos. And there's a new video going on, a new giveaway going on. So the link for that will be in the description. So I hope you guys get in on that. It's getting even bigger and bigger, folks. I mean, with Nintendo Switch, MacBook Air, just a bunch of things you could think of that you wouldn't normally have the opportunity to grab because they're expensive. And so this is a way that everyone can get a piece of this hardware and these new products and this new tech who, you know, you normally just wouldn't be able to do it. And so get in on the giveaways, man. I make a joke about it saying, don't go to McDonald's. It's nothing against McDonald's, Burger King, all these junk food places, but that's exactly what they are. Junk food. And it's not good for you anyway. Why not take that couple dollars and get you a new piece of tech something you wouldn't dare spend, because this phone is like, this global version is $2,000 in a lot of markets and just gave one away. Even the Chinese ROM version, it still works in the US with 5G and everything. So, that's the one I believe they gave away, and that's still $1,600. So spend a couple dollars and get a phone that's $1,600 overnighted to your door. That's a killer deal. This device has impressed me so much. Some devices are hard to put down. Now, I'll go on record and say right now, my favorite device of 2025 right now is the OnePlus 13. And ultimately, this phone right here is a folding OnePlus 13. That's really all it is. I mean, look at the similarities. I mean, Oppo. So if you want a slab version of this particular phone on the left, it will be the OnePlus 13 if you're in the United States. If you're not in the United States, it's still the OnePlus 13. It's just so much to love about what Oppo is doing right now. I've always liked OnePlus devices. I've always liked Oppo phones, but since I live in the US, I have to go by what is available to me to purchase. And I'm obviously going to sway more towards US products because I know the 5G is going to work everything. But with this phone, man, I'm glad I went with the silky white here. This thing I can never get it. I put a short up because the shimmer on this thing is so beautiful. It's almost difficult to get on camera in a lot of angles. It's like a silky, I always say this should be called silky white, not misty white. This is a nice cream looking color. It's so beautiful in person. Hardware on this is stellar. However, I believe the purple version is grippy like the OnePlus 13, the blue one I have there. And that would have been sweet. Because the phone I'm recording with, the OnePlus Open, has a textured leather-like back on it. And this would have been really nice if it had that textured leather back on it as well in this silky white format here. But it doesn't, and it's really nice. There is a nice leather case to go on it that I do actually use from time to time. Get it right here. I slide this on all the time because this feels like this phone right here. It's got more grip though, and this feels like it's way more. This feels like this is actually a real leather case. Whether it is or not, I don't know. But it gives this Oppo Find N5 the feeling of the OnePlus 13, and I really can appreciate that. But all in all, you got hinge coverage, and it doesn't make the phone any bigger. It's just that the back of the phone is covered and not the front, because you can see there, that's how it looks. Get that angle right there. You see how it's just a little lip around the back portion. But I mean, this phone right here, I'm team no case. And so I definitely don't wear cases on this phone the majority of the time. It is slippery. It will slip out of your pocket if you're not careful, depending on what you're wearing. And I wear a lot of workout gear because I'll just get up and go start fixing something or cutting the grass or working out. And I just want to be ready. But when I'm leaving the house, I definitely will line this up. Don't leave home with that. It's just like the OnePlus 13. I just have trouble when I'm not using it. I think the OnePlus 13 is probably the best phone I've been using in 2025. Whenever it came out, however long I've had it, that is the best slab phone that I've been using for the way I like. I love everything about that phone. It feels great in the hand. It's just all around solid. And then you have this basically a folding version of it. How could I not like it? How can I not like it? There's no way I won't like it. I mean, it really capitalizes on everything that's going on over there. You got your alert slider right here, which is really nice. You got the little pill format that it does it, just like on the OnePlus with that last software update. The OnePlus Open does it as well. It's really nice. It's their own version of the dynamic island. It's not a big deal. It's implemented well. And then you've got the power button, which doubles as a fingerprint reader, which I really love. I think all folding phones should have a power button fingerprint reader. I think it really should, because it's always just going to be faster than most buttons inside the screen. But this also has facial recognition. As you can see there, I just looked at it and it opened up. And then, this brushed aluminum sides here is really strong. Now, after using this for a month, I realized this is definitely not the loudest phone set of speakers, because you got one here and one here, but they are loud. They are really loud, just not as loud as some other phones. And that's just part of the game. It can't be like 100% perfect. But this hardware, though, is for sure, like the physical, the way it looks, is flawless. I don't know who's going to be able to bring out something to impress. Only thing they can do is make the screen even bigger and keep this same body, just really push it out to the edges or whatever, because this hinge is perfect. Google, take notes. This hinge, here's the pixels, man. The way theirs is put together, it's just ginormous. It's incredible how Google decided, okay, now I gave them a pass on this one kind of because this was the first gen. You see the difference here? But when you think about their latest version, look at that. Look at the hinge area. There's no reason for this. It's no reason for this. It's like the US market gets a pass on everything. And I'm not putting down the pixels. Absolutely not. I love pixels. But the fact is, you can have the best cameras for photos. You can have the best software. But if you're lacking in some key areas like video and battery, even compared to other phones that cost the same or less, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And they're limiting the US market for a reason. And then you come around to this area right here, and you just look at how this is ridiculously thin, man. The Type-C port is the same as the phone. The thickness. This is insane. This is insane. The fact that they can get away with this and then, not bring it to the US, I'm still kind of perturbed about that. But the reality is, does it even deserve to be in the US the way some of the things go down in the US? I mean, is this what it is? It works in the US. Everything works great in the US with the phone. So you're going to have to import it. This is, in fact, the thinnest folding phone that I have, even more so. And again, I've compared these already. This phone right here beats out the Oppo Find N in some areas for sure. But since this phone is a darker, you can't really tell that it's thinner because it's only thinner by a little bit, but it in fact is thinner. This is a very thin phone because it has those rounded corners and rounded sides, making it appear to be a lot thinner, which isn't a bad thing. The Honor Magic V3 is oh my God, the cameras is just sick on here. The microphones is sick. It's just really good. Speakers is great. It's just a lot about the Honor Magic V3 that's just top notch. But you're going to get down to personal preference. And at some point, you're going to start to like something. And I think what tears me more over to this side is the software. This is just OnePlus software. You got all the customizations and everything. It's just great, man. Like there's nothing about this software that I don't like. I could never, why does that do that for me? What is it with my touch on this one? I can't get, there we go. I don't know what the heck it is. Yeah, the customizations is deep. And this is just the wallpapers. When you get into these settings, and I could have went to the settings right on my screen. You get to personalizations and to wallpaper and styles. You get all, and I'm running a thing right now. You get everything, man. Like you can really, this is just great. There's so much to like about this software. When you start to look at phones that are imported, you look at the software on them, and some of them are really good. And I put out a video recently about what I would consider probably one of the best media consumption folding phones ever. It's this phone. This phone is sick, but it's almost 3 times the price as this. But look at how thin this is. This is a beautiful design. This is beautiful. And then when you fold it shut though, you see just how thin it actually really is. It's really not that thick. It's just got one more layer. Seriously. And if they could get their hinge game right, Google once again, they got 2 hinges on here and they got the hinge game right. Why can't other OEMs get it right too? Look at this. This is nuts. It's nuts. Why can't other OEMs get it right too with their hinges in the United States? Why? This phone right here, that's a boss move. That's just a boss phone. But instead, in the United States, we got the likes of Google, and then we also have the likes of the Z Fold 6. Now, the Z Fold 6, mind you, is a phenomenal phone. This is a great phone. However, this is all they give us, and I also have the Z Flip 6 as well. But this is what they give us in the US market. This is what they give us. It's not much to work with. It is not.